Welcome back to Nightfall Voices, where the darkest stories find their voice. Tonight we have 3 stories, 3 different people, 3 different homes, but all of them saw the same thing. A figure, standing completely still at the end of their hallway. These are their stories. Get comfortable, turn off the lights, and whatever you do, don't look down your hallway right now. My name is Daniel. I was 24 when this happened. I had just moved into my first apartment alone, a small 1-bedroom on the 3rd floor of an old building in Ohio. The first week was fine, normal. I was happy to finally have my own space. Then on the 8th night, I woke up at 2:47 a.m. for no reason at all. I lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling. My bedroom door was open, like always, and my hallway outside was dim, just a thin strip of pale light coming from the bathroom nightlight at the far end. I don't know why I looked. Something just pulled my eyes toward the doorway. And there it was. A figure, standing completely still at the end of the hallway. Tall, thin, just standing there facing me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. My brain told me it was a person, but every instinct in my body screamed that it was not. I stared at it for what felt like 3 full minutes. It never moved. Not once. It just stood there in the dark, looking at me. I finally grabbed my phone with a shaking hand and turned on the flashlight. The hallway was empty. I didn't sleep that night, or the next night. I told myself it was sleep paralysis. I told myself my eyes were playing tricks. Then on the 3rd night, it happened again. Same time, 2:47 a.m. Same figure, same spot. Standing at the end of the hallway, staring into my room. This time I noticed something different. It was slightly closer than before. I screamed and hit the light switch. Empty hallway. Every door locked. Every window shut. Nobody there. I moved out 2 weeks later. My new apartment has no hallway. I made sure of that before I signed the lease. I still check the time when I wake up at night. And every single time the clock reads 2:47, I pull the covers over my head, and I do not look at the door. This story was sent to us by a woman named Karen. She asked us not to use her last name. I never believed in anything paranormal. I'm a nurse. I deal in facts. So when I tell you what happened in our house on Birchwood Drive, I need you to understand that I have no explanation for it. None. It started the night my daughter Lily came into my room crying. She was 6 years old. She climbed into my bed and told me there was a man standing in the hallway. I assumed she had a nightmare. I walked her back to her room, checked every corner, checked the closet, checked under the bed. Nothing. I tucked her in and went back to sleep. 3 nights later, she came back. Same story. A man in the hallway, standing still, not moving, just watching. This time, I asked her to describe him. She said he was very tall. She said he had no face. She said he always stood in the same spot, right at the place where the hallway turns before her bedroom door. I felt cold when she said that, because that exact spot, that turn in the hallway, was where I had been seeing the shadow for weeks. I had said nothing to Lily. I had convinced myself it was a trick of the light. My 6-year-old daughter had seen the same thing I had. I called a friend who is into paranormal research. She came over, walked the house, and stopped dead at that exact spot in the hallway. She turned to me and said, "Something stands here. Something has been standing here for a very long time." We moved out 4 months later when our lease ended. I have never told my husband the real reason why I refused to renew it. Lily never talks about the man in the hallway anymore, but sometimes, when we drive past that street, she goes completely quiet and stares out the window, and I never ask her what she's thinking. This final story is the one that keeps me up at night. It was submitted to us by a man named Ryan from the UK. I had been having trouble sleeping for about 2 months. I kept waking up with this overwhelming feeling that someone was in the house. My wife thought I was going insane. We had 2 dogs, and they never barked. No signs of a break-in, nothing missing. Just this feeling. So I set up a camera. A simple security camera in the hallway, pointing toward the bedroom doors. I told my wife it was for peace of mind. On the 4th night of recording, I woke up at 3 a.m. with that feeling again. I lay still, listened. Nothing. I checked the camera feed on my phone. My heart stopped. There was a figure on the camera, standing in the middle of the hallway, completely still, arms at its sides, facing our bedroom door. I could see myself on camera too. My bedroom door was slightly open, and you could see me sitting up in bed, looking at my phone. The figure was standing between me and my wife's side of the bed. It had been standing there while she slept. I woke her up. By the time she sat up, the figure was gone. We reviewed the footage the next morning. The figure appeared for exactly 4 minutes and 12 seconds. It never moved. It never made a sound. And at the exact moment I turned on my phone screen, it vanished. Frame by frame. Gone. I sent the footage to 3 different video analysts. None of them could explain it. No reflection, no lens distortion, no logical explanation. We still live in that house. We can't afford to move right now. But every night before I sleep, I check the camera. And some nights, it's already there, waiting. 3 houses, 3 families, 3 figures that should not exist. If you have ever seen something standing at the end of your hallway in the dead of night, you already know the feeling these people are describing. That cold, that stillness, that certainty that whatever is standing there is looking directly at you. Thank you for spending your night with Nightfall Voices. If you enjoyed tonight's stories, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us, have you ever seen something in your hallway? Sleep well, if you can.